I'm so sorry that you had to get up early on your first non-early morning. God bless you, Johnny.
Yeah, it doesn't do any good to be out of school over and you can't sleep in.
So he's going running, so he won't be upset about having to do it later today.
Right, it is supposed to also have thunderstorms.
God bless you again, Johnny. It's almost 8:10. I meant to get out of here at 8 o'clock, so we're a little later than we should be. Good morning, Ruby. Hey, bud.
Hey, Mom. Do you know what this feels like?
What?
It feels like such a weird school day.
Yeah, it does.
Like maybe a 2-hour delay without a backpack.
Something like that. Now, what were you saying, Johnny?
I kind of hope for a Model S for our loaner, because it'll be fun to drive it, not to mention a good mix-up.
Yeah, I'll take whatever Tesla loaner they give us, but I also hope it's an S because it's just nice to drive an S for a change. I drive an X every day. Well, according to navigation, if I take the toll road, I've got plenty of time, so I hope that's true. It's saying 8:49 a.m. All right, this road was made for autopilot. Ruby's handling lane changes fine today too. Now look, I always look before I signal to make sure for her that it's clear. But yeah, she moves lanes great on these interstate highways. Well, we're getting here at 8:50, right when Ruby said we would. So I loved being an autopilot out there on the interstate. I don't get to do that very much because I'm mostly on US highway type and city roads. I think I got kicked out of autopilot 4 times. Twice was because I just was holding onto the wheel tight and she moved a little bit and it kicked us out. Once we went over a bump and she handled it just fine, but again I was holding on tight. And then the 4th time she got a little closer to a truck on the right than I felt comfortable. But she lane changed 3 or 4 times and I would consider it a successful trip. No unexpected movements. But I do really hold onto the wheel and I'm pretty vigilant when she's in autopilot. You know, I have trouble giving up control, so instead of paying less attention and fooling around on my phone, I'm actually paying more attention, so yeah. Wow, look at what's parked up here this morning. It's a Roadster and an awesome paint job and a super cool license plate. That's way cool. Look at how tall Johnny is. It looks like a toy. Right, Johnny?
Yeah.
Is this the first Roadster you've seen?
Yes.
In person?
Yes.
Okay. I know Mom's seen several now, but you weren't always able to be with me, so way cool. Thrilling. So Johnny pointed out right away that we have ludicrous mode. We are in life, the universe, and everything. Looks like a... I don't know, I didn't pay too much attention when we got in, but it's a P90D and it's a silver Model X. It is a 6-seater without the center console and all black and carbon fiber inside. So it does have the carbon fiber like ours and the Alcantara, of course.
I was a little disappointed that we weren't in an S, but it's still cool to be in a new X every once in a while.
Right. Any Tesla loaner is a good loaner. All right, so Johnny discovered that he has perforated seats and that they are cooling. Yeah. Just making note that I've got 185 miles of range.
I like the perforated seats, mainly because of the AC part of them.
Yeah, it's nice. And would it be convenient for after Taekwondo when you come into the car all sweaty? Yeah, I have seen some that have cracks after so much time and so much miles, but comfort wise I do think that most of the people that had them did enjoy them. And so we're down here just past the sales office. This is a dead end Schwann's delivery companies down here, and we didn't see any Model 3s out on the street or car carriers or anything exciting, but we're fixing to drive past one more time. So there is one Model 3 down here on the street. So you know, if you come up here, you gotta drive back behind the service area and see what you can see. It's just part of the pleasure of coming up, right? Yeah, there's a red 3.
Also a blue 3 up ahead.
Yep, and a blue 3.
And a gray 1.
Yep, and a gray. Midnight silver is what that color is.
And then a
And black
black
and a white.
Wow.
So there's quite a few 3s hiding back here. Not sure if they're all in for service or waiting for delivery or what. Deliveries happen over at the sales office, not here at the service center, so who knows. So I was explaining to Johnny that this is definitely an autopilot 1 car because we have cars showing up that are not in the autopilot lane. They're left of the autopilot lane in this case because I'm in the right-hand lane over here on I-40. So yeah, that's one of several ways to confirm this is autopilot 1. So, I mean, when I first looked at this, I'm like, is this really VIN 207? I don't know how to exactly read that, but I thought this might be a really early Model X. So Tesla's got us hooked up today such that I will get text messages on my phone about the status of the work being done. That's something that hasn't happened in the past. It must be a new thing they've set up. I think that's pretty cool. Like a lot of X owners, we have some paint that's been rubbed off where the Falcon Wing door makes contact with the frame. It's talked about in the forums a lot. It's a fairly common problem. More or less success at fixing it. But we did ask them to look at that today. You know, the main concern is just it doesn't look great, but really it's more about wear and tear on the door, I guess. So they're going to order a couple parts. They've already called and given me an update, and we'll have to bring the car back for that. That's no problem. That's not a critical emergency, must be fixed today thing. I understand if they don't have the part in inventory, and the doors are functioning fine. We've never had any issues with the doors and how they work. So yeah, so it's that'll be fine. But Johnny and I are here at South Point now, and we're going to go in and walk around a little bit. It's right at 10. The mall's getting ready to open. This is what we usually do when we have the car in at Tesla service, because I guess Crabtree and South Point are both pretty close to the service center, but we usually go to Crabtree, so it's nice to a couple times a year go over here to South Point. Johnny and I did notice that this car coming from the rear is noisier than Ruby. We don't know why. We both kind of noticed it's making this little bit of a hum sort of a noise. Ruby definitely doesn't make this noise, and I don't know why. I told Johnny, I said I'm not worried about us breaking down or anything, but there's definitely a little more rumble from the back. I'm not sure if it's tires size, tire type, maybe because this is a performance model. I don't know, but Ruby's quieter. I like quieter. Now this is not loaner specific. This happened to me in Ruby this week too, but I've gotten really used to putting the car in hold, pressing really hard on the brake versus putting her in park. And as soon as you open the driver door, it automatically beeps at you and puts the car in park, which is obviously a good thing because you don't want the car moving with the door open. But I just thought I'd mention it. Yeah, so don't get too used to hold. That's the lesson for the day. So I think these are the same size wheels, but they're Michelin Latitude Sport 3 tires, not those quiet Continentals. That could certainly be the difference. This is the mall with the cool statues. Wow, that's a Ready Player One shirt, and it's so cool. We're in Hot Topics now.
Come look at the back.
Oh, there's stuff on the back too? Wow, that's way cool. I like it. Yep. So there are a lot of Pokemon gyms here, and Johnny has spotted his first 4,000 level Pokemon ever. Wow. Well, we know the slacking is kind of over CP'd in comparison to all others. Every time we come here, we stop and look at this Ferris wheel. We're always fascinated by it. These little kits are kind of cool. All right, Johnny's in the market for a new pair of Crocs. He's got a growing foot. So Johnny likes these navy blue with the green on the side. He's got to have some green in his Crocs. Okay, so you can go ahead. Hey, buddy.
This is how I am. I can very much relate.
Waking up is one thing, leaving the bed is the real challenge. What'd you find there, Johnny?
This is from The Simpsons. It's stuffed beer.
But in this case, an energy drink.
Yeah.
Interesting. We stumbled into the candy store. I don't know what we're doing in here. We're just looking. That's what we're doing. We're just looking. So Johnny got a sample of the gummy fried eggs. And I guess it's orange juice. What flavor is it, Johnny?
Kind of like a vanilla with the scent of being orange.
Vanilla and orange flavoring. Interesting.
And guess what? It's good.
All right, I would get one of these for Dawn if I thought I could get it home without it melting, but we're hours away from home, so that's just not a good idea. This would make a good gag gift too. And Michelle, thinking of you and Connor.
So the store we were in was Lolly and Pops, and this store is in South Point. I thought it was a really cool store, and I liked it.
So we're at the Microsoft store, and Johnny has been wanting to do this VR thing for forever, and this is the first time he's been old enough to do it. And you can also shoot the things coming at you too, besides avoiding them.
This is cool.
So you feel like you're in Star Wars and
Yes.
the X-Wing fighter, you're fighting the...
Why won't they die?
Maybe some of them you have to hit more than once? Do some of them you have to hit more than once? Or is it...
Depends on what wave you're on.
Well, it looks pretty cool, Johnny. So Johnny, this VR experience is a Samsung Odyssey, and it's about $500 for the headset and the controllers and such. And you know, you've already got to have a gaming computer with i5, NVIDIA 1060 card, something like that, at least, to play. Listen. That's great, Johnny, that's great. So how was that, Johnny?
Awesome.
Awesome. Wow. Way cool, buddy, way cool. So this is an HP Omen. They said this is the highest power gaming computer that they have in the store. 16 gigabyte RAM, 256 SSD, 1 terabyte hard drives, i7. It's got a 1070 NVIDIA card, backlit display and keyboard. It's a big screen, 17.3 inch, Windows 10. I mean, what's not to like about this? All right, we're at my favorite mall kiosk, Soho Hair Kiosk. I want one of everything, and some things I want 4 or 5 of. Johnny wanted Chinese. Well, Michelle has liked mermaid stuff for a long time, but everyone else has decided that this is the year of the mermaid, I think. So Johnny and I have been at the mall for 4 hours. We've had a really good time. We haven't spent too much money, just at the Croc store, really. And we had a little lunch, and unfortunately Ruby's not done. I didn't really figure she'd be done by 2. And we're, you know, ready to leave the mall. I'm not sure what else we're gonna do. Tempted to go back to Fuquay, but you know, as soon as I get back there, the car will be done. All right, I knew this is where I left the car, by this tree. But as I came around the corner, I was like, wait a minute, that's a white X. So I guess the silver sometimes can look white. But it really is silver. Kind of startled me for a minute. But you know, hey, an X in the spot that I know I left an X is probably the right X. Oh yeah, and the door opening, that would kind of confirm it too. You know, Johnny, I probably, well, you can put the stuff back there, but you got to remember to get it out at Tesla, or you'll be crying over us not having your, you know, shoes. So good news, it's 2:30 now, and Tesla just texted me that Ruby should be done pretty soon. So that's good timing then, because Johnny and I were really only in the mall as long as we wanted to be. You know, we spent a lot of time at the Microsoft store, and we had a peaceful lunch, and So, you know, 4 hours might seem like a lot, but really it went by really quick. But yeah, not having to find something else to do and just going and getting Ruby pretty soon, that sounds like a plus. So Johnny and I have learned that you can turn off the AC, which I normally do when I record, so the fan motor's not blowing really loud, but unless you turn off the seats still make a little bit of a noise. I mean, not a bad noise, but it's like, where's that fan motor coming from? Oh, it's the seats.
When you have a boy in the car, you have to look at all the huge equipment. That boy is me, and that huge equipment is this monster. It's humongous. It's a crane truck. Yeah, it's a crane truck. There's also a forklift over there.
Johnny's excited to see a truck on the autopilot screen. He's not seen that before. Yep, there's a semi right over there.
Too bad it doesn't look like the Tesla Semi.
All right, it's time to go take this loaner back to the service center and get Ruby. And y'all can give me grief in the comments because I have a car with ludicrous mode again, and I'm just too chicken to launch it. It's kind of sad, but it's true. Yeah. We remembered our packages. Yay! Let's look at the Roadster in the sun now. I always love it when there's a Roadster parked next to an X. I mean, talk about David and Goliath. The big, the mighty tank, and the small.
And the cool.
Yeah, very cool. All right, we're back to Ruby. She's all ready to go. They offered to wash her. I said Don would take care of it. Then they offered to vacuum her, and I said sure. Don washes, I usually vacuum, so, you know, hey, that works. What's that, Johnny?
It's a card.
Oh, isn't that sweet? That is nice. Nice extra touch. And they also left us a second key fob battery for Don's key fob. Everything seems to be in order with Ruby. I got out, walked around, just double check in before I leave the area, and things look good. The new guy, Chris, at the Raleigh Service Center, he was very courteous and knowledgeable, and thought he did a good job today. And also talked with Ryan, who's up at the front now, and enjoyed our conversation. So I'd say it's been a good experience. The cost was right what they said it would be, and I'll review that when I have a copy of the email in front of me, and it gets sent to Don. Unfortunately, a little bit of feedback I'd have for Elon would be, it'd be great if you could put more than one email or more than one cell number on the service ticket, because sometimes both members of the household want to know about what's going on, and or you know, even, you know, multiple family members. So, but that's all right. Dawn's got a copy of the things that were done today for the service, what we had agreed upon, and I'll check it out when I get to the house. I do want to say that them texting me, hey, your car's gone to the back, hey, we're still working on your car, hey, your car should be done soon, you could head this way. That worked out really well today. That was really good. They did not do that the last time someone called, and regularly, but I did like receiving the text messages. So don't know if that's at all of the service centers now or just Raleigh, but that Raleigh did bang up with that today. Tabitha there at the end of the day, she was letting me know that the car was ready, and I had declined washing, but she asked me if I wanted to vacuum it. Said sure, and so yeah, I liked that messaging. That was good communication today too. Well, it's probably going to cost us about 10, maybe 15 minutes to go back to Fuquay this way, as opposed to taking I-540, the toll road. But we've got the 10 to 15 minutes to spare this time, and traffic out here is not too bad for nearly 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Stopped real quick in Guardian Angel to check on this TV stand that I thought might work for the monitor for Johnny's computer, and I could see the clouds coming. Anyway, Don pinged me, said there's storm will be here in like 15 minutes and there's hail in it, so I am skedaddling to the house and quick. Only 73 miles today. It's turned into a really pretty evening here. We never did get any rain, which I'm glad, especially if it was going to be severe. Dawn says about 10-15 miles away at my old house, it rained over there pretty good, but we got by without it. So I'm in there cooking some steaks and sauteing some Vidalia onions and gonna have a nice relaxing evening. We got all of our gaming systems reoriented last night. So the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, the Wii U, they're all ready for me and Johnny to play whatever we want. We, you know, always never enough HDMI ports when you got kids and gaming systems. But we have a Kenevo Switch, and that really helps us out. So we had some things unplugged, replugged, and I'm probably going to try to take Johnny on in some Mario Kart later. Hi, Gray Girl. Hi. Hi. Hey, Gray.